I want to hear your
Welcome.
opinion on this, but real quick before you get into it, I just wanted to say in a down market, there are some ways to also make money, but you have to know what you're doing. Like we said, and always will say, compensation before comprehension before compensation. And there's actually someone who's in here, Nate Wavy, who capitalized and got an 1,000% return off of calling a Luna. I would think the Luna dip is what he called. It's called a put in terminology of stocks and everything. And so he made some money off of that. So it's just a matter of knowing what you're doing and how to leverage your money. But what's good? The mayor, talk to me.
What's happening? Yeah, the sky is falling, huh?
Yeah, the sky is falling crazy, man. I feel like Chicken Little.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've been investing for a long time, this is just par for the course. These corrections come all the time. You'd have to realize what your short-term plays were and what your long-term plays were, and if you are in certain coins like Ethereum or Bitcoin, you should be in it for the long term. And if that's the case, then my advice is don't look at the price every day.
Exactly, that's a big thing. You can't looking at the price is gonna keep you up. You're gonna have insomnia. You're gonna have heart palpitations, watching everything go up, down, up, down. So it's like you got to stick with what you know to really be comfortable, especially in this bear market.
Yeah. I mean, I've been investing for a long time, and like if you listen to like Warren Buffett and those big players, you got to leave the emotions out of your investments. I mean, that's what separates an institutional or a person who's, I guess, a big player in the game from a retail investor. And retail investors often invest on emotions, so they tend to buy high, they FOMO in, and then they tend to sell low, which
Exactly.
is the opposite of what you should be doing. And if you are in, I don't know about altcoins, your portfolio should be 80% the good coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and 20% in altcoins. So if you are playing the market correctly, you should be in Bitcoin, you should be in Ethereum for the long term. I mean, Ethereum has these updates coming, and this isn't going to last forever. We're taking a little bit of a bath right now, but that's not going to last. So this is the time to build. People who are in cryptocurrency, Web3, NFTs, blockchain technology for the right reasons, and they are committed to this because this is the future, are building right now. Institutions, companies, they're in the background building. These conferences are still going on. There are more people going to them in these, even when the market is bare. So those people are building. And when the market corrects itself and comes back, they're going to have something worthwhile. So, that's just can't be emotional.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I was saying. Earlier. This is a perfect time, especially like you said. I like what you said. 80% like sustainable coins, and then 20% altcoins. That's something that's very important that people don't know. When it comes to building your crypto portfolio, it would just be smart to go to something sustainable and have your bigger amounts of money, right? But the play money in these altcoins, until you figure it out, that's kind of how you diversify your portfolio. So thank you for sharing that. I think that was super important for the people. And making rational decisions besides emotional decisions is definitely a trump card, especially in my, me as a staker. I'm a person who stakes. So if I look at, things every day, I'm going to want to take that money out. Because, I mean, you put it in for like a year, 2 years, and not look at it, and you look at it once, you're going to be like, damn, like, I really made something that is worthwhile, right? That can change my life possibly. So it's just all about making smart decisions. And if you are going to invest in crypto, invest long term. Don't invest short term, and it's not a day trading kind of thing. If you want to day trade, there's a platform for that. So
yeah, and like the people on Twitter who are adding Vitalik, do something. Like the devs can't help.
Exactly. It's beyond their hands now, man. It has a mind of its own.
He is doing something. So. He's creating Ethereum, and he is working on the updates.
Exactly.
And eventually it will be what he's envisioned it to be. So, and you know, you should be, like you said, staking. Staking is very important, especially in this market, because you know, if you're in it for the long term, but at least when it's down like this, you're still accumulating. So yeah, all my Ethereum I am staking, and you don't have to lock it away like on Coinbase. You can be on Voyager or other platforms where just holding your coin will stake it, liquidity staking. So, you know, yeah, the market's down, but is it going to be down a year from now? Will it be hitting all-time highs a year from now? I hope so. The outlook with like the updates and stuff looks good. And at least right now, you're accumulating if you're staking.
That's a fact. But this is like a double-edged sword when it comes to staking, but it comes into what you're investing in. Like someone in the chat just said, if you stake Luna, you're pretty much fucked. you know, you'll be calling the hotlines like, yo, I don't know what to do. You know, crazy phone calls you don't want to have. So it's also important to keep in mind that some people stay liquid. You know, you got to diversify your portfolio, but in a way also have some on the side, so that way you don't have to, you know, the dollar's still there. It's not eroding because, in my opinion,
unless you're in Tether.
Exactly. Basically, you know, it's important to stay liquid as well, so you keep your head above water and you're not, you know, suffocating with all the blood that's going around you. So, yeah. There's a lot of different routes you could take when it comes to this market, but the main one is build. Shout out to BU, the little they had a joke on their podcast, but they had like a little typo in their words. So you have to build. You have to build in this time, because right now the market's down. There's not too many people buying. You know, it's just you got to work on your craft. You know, work on what you're building for the community overall, because I feel like there's more focus on it. You're not so much focusing on the money and everything that's coming in. It's how we can make this better. Let's perfect this thing of ours, you know, and whatever aspect that may be, whether it may be podcast, NFT, you know, a DeFi, a D app.
Yeah, I have a question for both of you guys, you know, and this is just to have in mind. I'll start off with a statement that I had. When the you know, we're in the bearish market, right? Everything's red. With NFTs, I personally believe that NFTs are being sold at wholesale price because of the price drop. So you could imagine that in a bearish market, NFTs are long-term investments, right? Because there's many strategies you can follow up when it comes to NFTs, right? You gotta wait for their phase to see some activity, buy and sell, right? They go into different points of their you know, their roadmap, and that builds FOMO, right? That builds exclusivity. Now, you buy into one that, let's say, is $125 on Polygon, let's just say, right? Later on, when Polygon goes back up, that investment, now you sell it for what their floor price is, even if the number of Polygon is, let's say, 0.02, right? And the 0.02 later on, when the market gets green, is going to be you know, worth a lot more. So what do you guys think? Is this something that you would recommend to collectors, to NFT people who want to purchase? Would you tell them now's a good time to buy NFTs because the market is red and you're getting it technically at a lower price, and then sell it later on when the market is green? Or are you kind of in between? And whoever wants to start out of mine.
Well, personally, I mean, I've been in the NFT game for, you know, about a year and a half now. I've also been on the inside of a project. I'm still the community manager for Basefish Mafia. But as far as NFTs, it's very speculative. But with the way you're talking about where it's down, if you can find projects, because projects are at a discount right now, major discount. And if you can find projects with good teams, good roadmaps, great utility, something that you believe in, it's an amazing time to buy. If they have a great outlook months from now, it's a great time to buy. Now, as far as you're talking about with the price, like if you buy something for 0.05 Ethereum now, and then when the Ethereum goes back up, that 0.05 is much more. Yeah, I mean, that does work if you buy, like, you know, if you were to buy the Ethereum, like right now, say you have like $300 in cash and you buy the Ethereum and then buy the NFT, then that works that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just use the Ethereum you already have, that it doesn't really, your Ethereum would have been the same. So
Exactly.
But yeah, finding projects, great projects that are undervalued. This is a great time for that, for sure.
Perfect.
That's a big fact, and I agree. I'm gonna piggyback off of that, and something like a very stable team and project is something that you've been dying to get into. Let's say you've seen, you've been wanting a Bored Ape, for example. People, I always tie it to that one because that's the one that everyone kind of clicks on, that has a large not market cap, but large base and like a large price to get in. And if you have money lying around right now, is the best time to get in because Ethereum is low. So that 115 ETH that was 350K, it's now about 250K. So if you have that money, you can get into it, or whatever the case may be. But also, I've been advising a lot of my friends that are always, oh, I don't want to get into crypto, it's too high right now, it's everything's too expensive. Then leverage some money, set aside 5% of your paycheck and throw, because right now everything is low. And on top of that, I've been speaking on the news with Fidelity allowing people to allot some of their money in their 401k to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's 50% off, basically. They hit an all-time high of nearing 70K. So in the hope and the fact that I believe Bitcoin will rise again, you'll be up. Your 401k will turn from 100K to 300K in a matter of months. So it's important to know what you're investing in and having that investor DNA. Exactly, dollar cost average. Exactly. Thank you, B, for that.
There we
That's
go.
exactly what it comes down to.
My boy knows the terminology. There we go.
Yeah, dollar cost average. Somebody said it in the chat. That was who was it? Dollar cost average. I can't see it, but yeah, that's exactly what he's talking about.
That's dope.
And just this is something that I've been personally feeling for a while, in just the light of everything and crypto booming and all these exchanges that are coming out. I've told a lot of people to move from Robinhood, because Robinhood, yes, you can trade. Yeah, it's great. You can put money that you may not have in the account that will come in a couple of days or whatever the case may be, but you don't own it. That's one. And
get out of Robinhood.
Yeah, exactly. Just get out of Robinhood. The best way I'm saying is, if you want to sell it when it's high, get that money when you may take some profit, then do so, but stop using Robinhood. And in the same way, Coinbase isn't too nice either, because there was just an information that came out yesterday that spoke about the fact that if Coinbase ever goes bankrupt, they're going to use some of your assets to cover it.
Yeah, you got to read the fine print with these exchanges because, like you said, Coinbase is going through some issues. But they have, they did the IPO. So I believe they have years, regardless of what happens. But yeah, they can lock your accounts and use your money to pay their debts, essentially. And going back to Robinhood,
Robinhood,
I am
man,
not a fan of Robinhood whatsoever.
Get out.
I hope all the bad things happen to Robinhood that could possibly happen. Robinhood is not for you, the retail investor. Robinhood is 100% on the side of the institutions. They are giving your trading information, your patterns. They're giving all that information to the institutions so they can use it against you and short your stocks and further shorting plays. These institutions like Citadel, they actually hire, psychiatrists, all those type of people, and they play psychological warfare with the retail investor. They play on the retail investor's emotions, and they short and they put and all of that. And that is, and Robinhood facilitates that 100%. I got out of Robinhood a very long time ago. So yeah,
I've been in the process of just kind of moving my assets off of Robinhood, because I didn't want to sell it when it's in the red. I kind of want to sell for some profit, because I bought in like Ethereum. I could.
Well, you can transfer with Robinhood.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
Okay, so see, that's the issue. I wasn't sure about that. I have to look into it more. But I just remember around the time that Dogecoin came out,
Yeah,
um,
you couldn't, right?
I threw a bunch of money into it, and then a couple of days later, it's not like I didn't have the money, but they said, "Oh yeah, we took that away from you." So it's kind of like, wait a minute, how are you gonna take my assets away? Granted, they gave me the refund after, but it's like, how are you just gonna go ahead and just make that decision
And
for me?
Well, and they also they halted trading on a number of stocks. They halted retail investors trading. You know, the New York Stock Exchange didn't halt it. Robinhood halted it. But they're not halting the institutions when they're shorting companies into oblivion. So, you know, it's definitely a game that's rigged against the retail investor, the average investor like ourselves. So, yeah, I stay away from that. And I was buying puts on Robinhood like a son of a gun when it was up, after its IPO, and it paid off because they were way too high, $50, $60 a share. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And thank God it ran pretty close to into the ground.
the thing with Robinhood, with a lot of people who want to start investing, right? It's the easiest platform for a lot of people, and it's the most known. They were one of the first people to also do that referral system. Hey, get $20 in this, or 25, get 100, et cetera, et cetera. So they have a lot of beginners in there. So that's why that market, you know, is 100% controlled, like you said. You know, so oh, somebody asked what would be the best app. So I'll leave that up to you guys. I hear someone said KuCoin. KuCoin is good.
KuCoin is
Um,
good.
but what
Um,
else? What else are you
And
guys
Depending on,
looking at?
like, if you're talking about coins or you're talking about stocks, you know, Fidelity. I see. I don't do much with stocks too much anymore, especially in this market. But um, you know, I don't mind Webull. Um, Webull's a very easy platform to use. And as far as exchanges with crypto, there's what is it? Crypto.com. There's Binance. Um, yeah, those are just a few. I mean, there
uh,
you just going
but
out and doing a simple Google search
nah,
will
yeah,
lead
for
you to some
sure.
good ones.
But for my audience that may be in New York, you know, so there are some exchanges that we can't use because,
Yeah.
like Binance, we can't use Binance over here. I think in U.S. in general, but actually no, just New York and a couple other states can't use
Yeah.
Binance. So it's a little bit more difficult for us. But what I've been telling my friends and family is either KuCoin or FTX. FTX is another good platform. Crypto.com. Not saying any, you know, not spreading FUD about it, but I have heard of some instances where, like, I'm not sure if people know sneaker culture, but there's someone named Ben Baller,
Hmm.
Benjamin Kicks. Benjamin Kicks bought a lot of Bitcoin and pretty much got scammed and lost all of it on on crypto.com. So he was, you know, bashing it, saying, "Yo, crypto.com was my money, this, that, and the other." So after that, it just I've heard of other scams with crypto.com. Strike is
Really?
another one. Yeah, Strike
See,
and
I have a
crypto.com.
friend
I'm
who
big.
works for crypto. Sorry, I have a friend who works for
Okay,
crypto.com. I'll have to ask him, and you know, I'll report back for sure because
for
I'm
sure,
curious.
please,
Please
because
do. Yeah, that would be dope
crypto.com.
to get that inside information.
I've been involved with, not saying I'm a hacker or anything like that. I don't do anything malicious, but I do know people who are in that
That's
realm.
code for I
I've
do it.
seen,
Nah.
no, chill, chill, chill. I've seen different things where crypto.com has a very fragile security infrastructure where it's easy for people to get in and access your assets, which is a
Hmm.
big risk factor, and that's why I'm not really a big fan. With FTX, you do have to KYC, which is pretty much, you know, with every exchange, you have to put your ID information, social security, address, etc. Um, before you can go ahead and trade. But what I like is they have their own marketplace as well. So you can see trending NFTs, you could diversify your portfolio, and you can also send money from wallet to wallet. So in the case of wanting to fund your MetaMask, FTX is a really good source to use. So I'll put the link right here and I'll pin it for those who may want to go ahead and use it. You may have even seen some commercials about it. I saw one recently after the game yesterday with Steph Curry, and they're talking about how he's a crypto head, and you see his board ape in it. You know, real cliche NFT stuff. But Yeah, I'm very bullish on FTX. Coinbase is not the one. You know, if you have any assets there, start to, you know, slowly extract them out. And yo, what's up, Rick Bentley? Shout out to you. Um, you know, we're gonna talk soon. I hit you back. But yeah, FTX, I'm really big on. If I can pull it up real quick, how it looks for you guys before we get
Yeah,
ready to
I'll have
head
to check
out.
it out. I actually like Voyager quite a
Voyager,
Okay.
another
bit.
is a good one.
You know, they do a lot of the liquidity staking where all you have to do is just have the coin. You don't have to lock it up. And they give you quite a good percentage a month. So I think Ethereum's like 4.6%. But there's a number.
So this is FTX. You know, there's a
What's
market.
Tether at? Go back to Tether real quick.
Tether's at 99.
Okay.
Not too
You
bad.
got some, you
You
got
got
something.
scared. But yeah, you can see here it's a really clean platform, really nice user interface. You can trade right here when you have your funds there. I'm not signed in, so you can't see. But you got an FTX card that you can use, and there's a whole bunch of you can do trade stocks as well. You know, so there's a different things you could do just to um exchange your money and know what's going on and be able to fund your MetaMask and be able to snipe those projects that you want to get into. But
Yeah.
I want to get ready to, you know, we like to keep it short here at Token Talk, and it's always a pleasure when the mayor joins our lives and, you know, drops the knowledge on us. Um, for any questions, make sure you follow one NFT and Chill podcast. We plugged it in right there in the chat. BU Worldwide, BU Labs got a lot of heat coming. I'm honored to say I'm a part of their team, and the Nexus Voyagers will be a refreshing project to the Web3 space. And you already know Token Talk, One Love with Dodge High. And, you know, say anything else you guys want to say.
Yeah, the NFT and Chill podcast is on all platforms, but Apple is probably the best one. That's where, you know, it's the only thing that matters for the podcast world. But we just hit 10,000 downloads in only 15 episodes, so I'm pretty stoked about that. No paid marketing. This is my first time doing a podcast, so pretty excited. Then, you know, in 3 weeks we'll be in DecentralCon Austin, where I'll be speaking on stage, which is pretty wild. Are you guys going?
Sadly, I won't be, but I believe our associate will be making an appearance. We've been telling him about it for a while now.
Yeah, he's out in
So
Texas, so
I'll definitely send you
is
his
the
information so you can connect with him.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'd
I'm in
love that.
California, so I
Okay.
won't be able to make it out there. But hey, if you have any events in California and New York City, you know, we're full force. We'll go.
Well, yeah, I was just getting into that. The NFT NYC reached out to me and they gave me a media pass, so they want me to cover the event and do like an episode. So I'll be out to
Nice.
NYC as well.
Yeah, that's a big move.
Yeah, I'm
Big
stoked.
move.
So I'll be in NY.
Nice. So
I think
Perfect.
it's around the
make sure
20th,
you reach out.
June 20th.
Yeah, from the 20th to the 23rd. Make sure you reach out because there's a lot of events going on in the area because I'm unfortunately not going to NFT NYC, but I will be attending all the events in the area. So I'll definitely link up with you there. And in the terms of events, for those who don't know, BU Worldwide, BU Labs is hosting another NFT and Chill happy hour in New York City, June 1st. Make sure to check their Instagram for the information, and I've also will post the Eventbrite link on my bio and story later today. But yeah, NFT NYC is gonna be a movie, man. I look forward to meeting you there.
Yeah, we'll have to do a token talk in the morning. One of the days we're there for sure. That'd be
For
cool.
Oh,
sure.
that'd be fire. That'd be
Exactly the plan,
fire.
man. That's exactly the plan.
Perfect.
But
So yeah, I appreciate you
Daza,
guys having me on. Always a pleasure.
of course,
Definitely.
appreciate you, man. We'll definitely be talking more. And also, congratulations on the 10,000 downloads. That's a big, big deal.
That's a
You know,
big
with the
move.
amount of episodes you got and the short time that you've been doing podcasting and even receiving the media pass to NFT NYC, keep going, man. You're going up.
Yeah, having been on stage at DecentralCon, it's wild. But honestly, it's all thanks to everybody who is subscribed to the podcast, who's left all those awesome reviews on Apple, who is listening every single time an episode goes out, who is retweeting the podcast tweets on Twitter, liking, commenting. Everybody's supporting the podcast. That is the only way any of this stuff is possible. So it's much appreciated.
No doubt, man.
Definitely.
Dodger,
Thank
you
you,
got
guys.
anything you want to add? No doubt, Maeve.
Nothing, man.